Trolls World Tour is a 2020 American animated musical fantasy comedy film produced by DreamWorks Animation, based on the Good Luck Trolls dolls created by Thomas Dam. The sequel to Trolls, 2016, and the second installment in the franchise, the film was directed by Walt Dorn and co-directed by David P. Smith, from a screenplay by Maya Forbes, Wallace Wolodarski, Elizabeth Tippett, and the writing team of Jonathan Abel and Glenn Berger, and a story by Abel and Berger. The film features the voices of Anna Kendrick, Justin Timberlake, Rachel Bloom, James Corden, Ron Funches, Kelly Clarkson, Anderson .Pock, Sam Rockwell, George Clinton, and Mary J. Blige. The film follows Poppy and Branch as they discover more troll tribes that represent music genres other than their own. Troubles arise when Queen Barb of the rock tribe plans to overthrow the foreign music genres to unite the trolls under rock music, prompting Poppy and Branch to unite the tribes and stop her. After the first film's release, a sequel was announced in February 2017, with Kendrick and Timberlake returning to their roles. Much of the new cast was signed from May 2018 to June 2019. The custom marking animation to promote the film was provided by Minimo VFX and Jellyfish Pictures. Trolls World Tour was released by Universal Pictures in the United States in a limited number of theaters on April 10, 2020, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and was simultaneously released on video on demand. AMC Theaters subsequently announced they would no longer distribute the studio's films, though this was later reversed after AMC and Universal agreed on a new contract. 7, 8, 9, 10 The film received mixed reviews from critics. A sequel, Trolls Band Together, was released in 2023. Plot: in the Techno Kingdom, King Trollex's tribe of techno trolls are attending a rave, when hard rock trolls led by Queen Barb arrive and use weaponized guitars to destroy everything. Queen Barb demands Trollex surrender and hand over his string. In Pop Village, 2 years after the events of the first film, Poppy receives a letter from Barb, inviting her to bring her string to unite the trolls. Poppy's father King Peppy explains there were once 6 magical lyre strings that represented major tribes of music: techno, funk, classical, country, hard rock, and pop, but the 6 tribes took their strings and went their separate ways after their differences broke into arguments. King Peppy, Branch, and the others do not trust Barb's invitation, but Poppy decides to sneak out with the pop string, to prove Barb is the same as any other troll. Branch, who is trying to confess his love, and Biggie, who stowed away, accompany her. At the same time, Cooper finds old illustrations of trolls his shape, and sets off to find them alone, eventually getting beamed up into a spaceship. Meanwhile, Barb sends bounty hunters of smaller music genres to find Poppy, promising to spare the tribe of the successful one. Poppy's group soon arrive at the ruins of the classical tribe's town, Symphonyville, and meet a sentient flute named Pennywhistle, who tells them that Barb wants to forcefully unite all trolls under rock. Poppy and her group then head to Lonesome Flats to warn the centaur-like country trolls. Poppy feels their music is too downbeat and decides to try to cheer them up first, despite Branch's reservations. The pop trolls wind up imprisoned, but are rescued by a smooth-talking country troll named Hickory. After being chased by the country trolls to a ravine, Hickory builds the group a raft to take them to Vibe City to warn the funk trolls. They encounter Chaz, a smooth jazz troll, who paralyzes them with his music, until Hickory, using gumdrop earplugs to remain immune, drives him off. Angry that Poppy broke an earlier promise to keep him safe, Biggie decides to leave the group. The group reaches Vibe City, which turns out to be the spaceship that took Cooper. They reunite with Cooper, who reveals that he is actually the long-lost son of King Quincy and Queen Essence of the Funk Trolls, and twin brother of their son Prince D. Poppy maintains all trolls are the same, but Prince D explains that pop trolls once tried to unite all trolls under pop, causing the initial split. The hard rock trolls attack the ship, and Poppy's group is ejected to safety, accidentally separating from Hickory. After arguing with Poppy over her refusal to listen, Branch walks off and is captured by reggaeton and K-pop trolls, who fight over him until he convinces them to work together with him against Barb. A repentant Hickory reveals he is actually a yodeling troll, who disguised himself and his brother Dickory as a centaur to steal Poppy's string. He tells Poppy to run, but Barb arrives and captures her with the pop string. Meanwhile, Biggie returns home to find Pop Village destroyed and most of its inhabitants kidnapped. Realizing he should have never left Poppy, Biggie rallies his friends to rescue her and they disguise themselves as hard rock trolls. At Volcano Rock City, Barb forces her captives to attend a concert, where she uses the 6 strings on her guitar to turn them into rock zombies, including Branch when he, the reggaeton and the K-pop trolls try to rescue Poppy from a similar fate. Poppy herself seems to have been turned, but then reveals that she used gumdrops to block out the music. She admonishes Barb for being a poor queen by not listening to her people before she smashes Barb's guitar, restoring the zombies, but the strings are destroyed, thus ending music and turning all trolls grey. Foiled, Barb blames Poppy for repeating history and destroying music. Cooper hears his heartbeat and starts beatboxing with Prince D, convincing other trolls to make sounds to create a rhythm. Poppy leads everyone into singing together from their hearts, restoring their music and colors, including Barb, who accepts Poppy's offer of friendship, while Branch finally confesses his feelings for Poppy, and the trolls all return to Pop Village to celebrate. Voice cast: Anna Kendrick as Queen Poppy, the sweet and optimistic queen of the pop trolls. Justin Timberlake as Branch, an overcautious but good-hearted survivalist pop troll and Poppy's best friend. Rachel Bloom as Queen Barb, the queen of the hard rock trolls. James Corden as Biggie, a large, friendly British pop troll and the owner of Mr. Dinkles. Ron Funches as Cooper, a giraffe-like pop troll who discovers he is the long-lost prince of the funk trolls. Kelly Clarkson as Delta Dawn, the mayor of the centaur-like country trolls. Anderson .Paak as Prince D, one of the princes of the funk trolls and Cooper's twin brother. Sam Rockwell as Hickory, one of the yodeling trolls who disguises himself as a country troll. George Clinton as King Quincy, the king of the funk trolls and Cooper and Prince D's father. Mary J. Blige as Queen Essence, the queen of the funk trolls and Cooper and Prince D's mother. Kenan Thompson as Tiny Diamond, a baby glittery hip-hop troll and Guy Diamond's newborn son. Kunal Nayyar as Guy Diamond, a glittery pop troll with a highly auto-tuned voice and Tiny Diamond's single father. Icona Pop as Satin and Chenille, twin pop trolls with a flair for fashion design are conjoined by their hair. J Balvin as Trezolo, the leader of the reggaeton trolls. Flula Borg as Dickory, one of the yodeling trolls and Hickory's brother who helped with his country troll disguise. Esther Dean as Legsley, a pop troll who can make her legs grow long at will. Jamie Dornan as Chaz, the smooth jazz troll. Gustavo Dudamel as Trolltzart, the ruler and conductor of the butterfly-winged classical trolls. Ozzy Osbourne as Thrash, the retired king of the hard rock trolls and Barb's semi-senile father who moves around in a wheelchair. Anthony Ramos as King Trollex, the king of the half-fish techno trolls. Karen Sony as Riv, a hard rock troll and Barb's laid-back drummer. Charlene Yi as Pennywhistle, a small flute who resides with the classical trolls. Red Velvet as the K-pop gang, a group of K-pop trolls 11. Wendy as Wani, the leader and the blue member of the gang. Irene as Baby Bun, the pink member of the gang. Soolji as Gomdori, the yellow member of the gang. Joy as Ori, the green member of the gang. Yuri as Kimpeti, the purple member of the gang. Kevin Michael Richardson as Mr. Dinkles, Biggie's pet stuffed worm, was previously voiced by Walt Dorn in the first film. Growly Pete, a grumbly voiced country troll, and Delta Dawn's deputy. Sid Fret, a rather dim-witted hard rock troll. Mr. Dinkles God. Walt Dorn as Smidge, a small, inordinately strong female pop troll with a masculine voice. Cloud Guy, an eccentric anthropomorphic cloud that serves as the narrator of the opening prologue. King Pepe, the former king of the pop trolls and Poppy's father. He was previously voiced by Jeffrey Tambor in the first film. Fuzzbird, a pop troll whose legs are the only thing visible besides his hair. Death Metal Dinkles. Announcer. Country Troll Baby. Country Troll Farmer. David P. Smith as Country Music Rooster. Desert Sun. Eighth Goats. Licky Bug. Scrapbook Troll. Divine Joy Randolph as Bliss Marina, a magenta-colored techno troll. Sheila B., a flower-faced hot air balloon. Betsy Sodero as Clampers, a young country troll who lives in Delta Dawn's hair and has huge teeth. Marcella Lenspope as Carol, a seasoned hard rock troll who is often seen eating cheese from a spray can. Berenice Amador and Jamila Hatch as Marimba and Tomba Ra, two of the reggaeton trolls. Justin McElroy, Travis McElroy, and Griffin McElroy as Skyscraper Troll, a four-headed pop troll where three of his heads are sticking out of his hair alongside the head's associated arms. 12. Justin McElroy also voices a techno beat drop button that is loyal to King Trollex and a tumbleweed in country troll territory. Travis McElroy also voices rocker Tier. Griffin McElroy also voices country music Tier. Christopher Mintz-Plasse as Gristle Jr., the King of the Bergens. Zoe Deschanel as Bridget, the Queen of the Bergens and Gristle's girlfriend. Note, DJ Suki and Creek do appear in this film, but only in the DreamWorks animation logo at the beginning. Production. On February 28, 2017, Universal Pictures and DreamWorks Animation announced a sequel to the 2016 film Trolls, with Anna Kendrick and Justin Timberlake reprising their respective roles as Poppy and Branch. 13. In March 2017, podcasters the McElroy brothers began campaigning for roles in the film via a podcast titled The McElroy Brothers Will Be in Trolls 2. 14. Following the campaign's success, DreamWorks confirmed in September 2018 that the McElroy brothers would make cameo appearances in World Tour. 15. Sam Rockwell, Chance the Rapper, Anthony Ramos, Jamie Dornan, and Flula Borg were added to the cast in May 2018. Corden, Icona Pop, Funches, and Nayar returned to reprise their roles. 16. On June 12, 2018, the film was retitled as Trolls World Tour. 17. In October 2018, it was confirmed that Kelly Clarkson had joined the cast, and will perform an original song. 19. In June 2019, along with promotional posters, new cast members have been announced, which include J Balvin, Mary J. Blige, Rachel Bloom, George Clinton, Esther Dean, and Gustavo Dudamel. 1. The marking custom animation to promote the film was provided from Minimo VFX and Jellyfish Pictures, who would do the animation for Spirit Untamed and have produced assets for The Boss Baby, Family Business and The Bad Guys. Music. Main article, Trolls World Tour, soundtrack. This section does not cite any sources. Please help improve this section by adding citations to reliable sources. Unsourced material may be challenged and removed. November 2024, learn how and when to remove this message. Along with Timberlake, Clarkson, Pac, Blige, and Clinton, songs are provided by Chris Stapleton and SZA. 20. The first single from the movie's soundtrack, The Other Side, by Timberlake and SZA, was released on February 26, 2020. The Trolls World Tour, original motion picture soundtrack was released on March 13, 2020. The score is composed by Theodore Shapiro, in his second DreamWorks animation film, following Captain Underpants, the first epic movie. 21. Release. Theatrical. Universal Pictures had originally planned to release Trolls World Tour theatrically in the United States on April 10, 2020. 22. It was later pushed up to February 14, 2020, before being pushed back to April 17, 2020. Following the delay of No Time to Die, it was once again pushed up to the original April 10 release date. 1323. It was also set to be released on March 20 in the United Kingdom, but due to the COVID-19 pandemic in the United Kingdom, its release date was pushed back to April 6. 24. On March 17, Universal announced that the film would be released simultaneously in theaters and for digital rental on April 10 in the United States and Canada due to the COVID-19 pandemic. 25. For by then, Trolls World Tour had only been released in Russia, 26 Singapore, and Malaysia. 27 other films distributed by the studio, such as The Invisible Man and The Hunt, were also released digitally before the end of the usual 90-day theatrical run. 28-25. The film was the first from Universal to receive a simultaneous theatrical and pay television release since 1983's The Pirates of Penzance. 29. As the lockdown measures receded, the film was released in 3 Santikos Theaters locations in San Antonio, Texas on May 1, 2020. 30 theaters in Hong Kong also started to show the film a week later on May 8, 2020. 31 in Russia. The film was made available in IMAX cinemas. 32 in Austria and the Netherlands. It was released in both 4DX and Dolby Cinema. 33-34. Home media. Trolls World Tour was made available for an early digital purchase on June 23, 2020. The film was released on DVD, Blu-ray, and Ultra HD Blu-ray by Universal Pictures Home Entertainment on July 7, 2020. All releases include an original short film entitled Tiny Diamond Goes Back to School. 35-36. By July 19, the film had totaled $23.6 million worth of DVD and Blu-ray sales. The movie was also available to stream on the streaming service Peacock. 37. Controversy. In response to Universal releasing the film without consulting theater owners, as well as comments from NBC Universal CEO Jeff Shell suggesting that future Universal releases would premiere on streaming simultaneously in theaters, AMC Theaters stated that they would not license films that also premiere at the same time on digital release. Going forward, AMC will not license any Universal movies in any of our 1,000 theaters globally on these terms. 38. Regal Cinemas followed suit in a statement not just directed at Universal, saying we will not be showing movies that fail to respect the windows. 39. However, in July 2020, AMC and Universal announced they had come to a deal to shorten the minimum theatrical window to 17 days, down from the usual 90, and that AMC would receive an undisclosed share of subsequent PVOD sales, resulting in a termination of AMC's ban on Universal's films. 40. The Hollywood Reporter wrote that some of the cast, including Anna Kendrick and Justin Timberlake, were not aware of the film's VOD release, and that their representatives were trying to secure the actors' bonuses they would have received had the film performed well theatrically. 41. Video games. A video game set after Trolls World Tour, titled Trolls Remix Rescue, was released on October 27, 2023, by DreamWorks Animation and Game Mill Entertainment for PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and Series S, Nintendo Switch, and PC. In this game, Poppy, Branch, and the player character must embark on a quest to save the Troll Kingdom from Chaz the Smooth Jazz Troll when he tries to take over the place by hypnotizing the residents with his saxophone. 42. Zen Studios released a Trolls pinball table as part of a DreamWorks pack for Pinball FX on December 15, 2022. 43. Previously a mobile version was released for Zen Pinball Party on Apple Arcade in 2021. 44. Television series. This section does not cite any sources. Please help improve this section by adding citations to reliable sources. Unsourced material may be challenged and removed. November 2024, learn how and when to remove this message. A television series set after Trolls World Tour, titled Trolls, Trollstopia was released on November 19, 2020. The series focuses on Poppy building Trollstopia, a community where all the troll tribes can live together and learn about each other's cultures. 45. Reception. Box office. In the US, the film made about $60,000 in its opening weekend from 25 drive-in theaters, amid extensive movie theater closures due to restrictions targeted at the COVID-19 pandemic. 46-47 by May 12. Despite no official reports, Deadline Hollywood said media outlets including Box Office Mojo had underreported the figures and estimated the film was approaching $1 million from theatrical grosses. 48 by June 7, Deadline said the film had amassed $3.6 million from the domestic box office, and likely had been the first-place film every weekend since its release. 49-50 it continued to play in drive-ins in the following weeks. 51-52 Box Office Mojo reported the domestic gross at only $450,000 and reported the total worldwide gross at $48 million. 6 The-Numbers.com did not count any domestic gross, and put the worldwide total slightly higher at $49 million. 37. VOD sales. Following its debut digital streaming weekend, it was reported by Fandango Now that the film had set the record for most streams on a release weekend by the company. The film also finished number 1 for Amazon Prime, Comcast, Apple TV, Vudu, YouTube, and DirecTV, with Universal reporting it was purchased 10 times more than its previous day one rental Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, which had made $2 to $3 million on its first day. Altogether, the film made at least $40 million over the weekend. 53 Through the first 19 days of release, it was estimated between 3 and 5 million people had streamed the film, resulting in about a $95 million gross, $77 million of which went to Universal, more revenue for the studio than the original film made during its entire theatrical run. 54 55 56 After 3 months of release, the film remained in the top 5 across most services, and occasionally returned to the top spot on Amazon Prime, Fandango Now, and iTunes. 57 58 By August, IndieWire estimated the film had made about $150 million from rentals. 59. Deadline Hollywood estimated that due to the film's approximate $95 million production cost, plus another $30 million spent on marketing, although rival studios claim Universal spent more than that, as high as a normal $80 to $100 million campaign, the film could break even if 9 to 12 million people rent the film, resulting in about $200 million in revenue. 60 The Hollywood Reporter wrote that in the opinion of some industry veterans, the film may never make a dime, although Universal believes it can make $40 million or more in profit from all revenue sources. 61. In October 2020, The Hollywood Reporter said the film was the second most popular PVOD title amid the COVID-19 pandemic, behind Mulan. 62. Critical response. On Rotten Tomatoes, the film holds an approval rating of 72% based on 159 reviews, with an average rating of 6.2/10. The site's critical consensus reads, "A fun follow-up for fans of the original, Trolls World Tour offers a second helping of colorful animation, infectious energy, and sing-along songs." 63. On Metacritic, the film has a weighted average score of 51 out of 100, based on 36 critics, indicating mixed or average reviews. 64. Owen Gleiberman of Variety magazine gave it a mixed review, calling it a music-drenched fairy tale and for all its surface pleasures, it's a likable but under-imagined one, with more enthusiasm than surprise and, at the same time, an over-programmed sense of its own thematic destiny. 2. Entertainment Weekly gave a mixed review, calling it Infinity War with lower stakes. 65. Accolades. Unlike the first film, Trolls World Tour didn't receive a nomination for an Academy Awards, Golden Globe, and Grammy Award. However, Anna Kendrick did win Favorite Voice from an Animated Movie for this film at the 2021 Kids' Choice Awards. Also, Just Sing did win at the 11th Hollywood Music in Media Awards for Best Original Song in an Animated Film. Anna Cook Kendrick won, born August 9, 1985, is an American actress. Known for playing upbeat and endearing characters in comedies and musicals, her accolades include nominations for an Academy Award, a Primetime Emmy Award and a Tony Award. Kendrick's first starring role was in the 1998 Broadway musical High Society, for which she earned a nomination for the Tony Award for Best Featured Actress in a Musical. 2. She made her film debut in the musical comedy Camp, 2003, and had a supporting role in the Twilight Saga, 2008 to 2011. She achieved wider recognition for the comedy drama film Up in the Air, 2009, which earned her a nomination for the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress, and for her starring role in the Pitch Perfect film series, 2012 to 2017. She starred in the comedies Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, 2010, and 50/50ths, 2011, the crime drama End of Watch, 2012, the musical Into the Woods, 2014, the thrillers The Accountant, 2016, and A Simple Favor, 2018, and the fantasy comedy Noelle, 2019. She has voiced the lead role in the animated musicals of the Trolls film franchise since 2016. She starred in the short-form comedy series Dummy, 2020, for which she received a nomination for a Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Actress. She made her directorial debut with the self-starring thriller Woman of the Hour, 2023. Kendrick sang on soundtracks for some of her films, including the single Cups in 2012, and at events including the 2013 Kennedy Center Honors, and the 2015 Academy Awards. Her memoir, Scrappy Little Nobody, was published in 2016. Early life. Kendrick was born in Portland, Maine, on August 9, 1985, the daughter of accountant Janice, née Cook, and history teacher William Kendrick. 5. She is of English, Irish, and Scottish descent. 7. She began performing in community theater at the age of 6. 8. Her older brother, Michael, b. 1983, is also an actor. He appeared in the drama film Looking for an Echo, 2000. 9. She attended Deering High School. 10. Career. 1998 to 2007, early career, theater and film debut. Kendrick at the 2009 Toronto International Film Festival. Kendrick started her career at age 12 in a supporting role in the 1998 Broadway musical High Society, which earned her a Theatre World Award and nominations for Featured Actress in a Musical at the Drama Desk Awards and Tony Awards. She went on to a supporting role in the 2003 New York City Opera production of Stephen Sondheim's musical A Little Night Music. 11. Her film debut in the musical Camp as Nerdy Fritzi Wagner earned her a nomination for the Independent Spirit Award for Best Debut Performance. 12. She played an ambitious high school debater in Rocket Science, 2007, earning an Independent Spirit Award nomination for Best Supporting Female. 13. 2008 to 2011, Twilight and Up in the Air. Kendrick rose to prominence in 2008 for the fantasy romance Twilight, a major box office hit based on Stephenie Meyer's 2005 novel of the same name. Kendrick played Jessica Stanley, a friend of protagonist Bella Swan. 14. In 2009, she appeared in the comedy The Mark Pease Experience, in her first leading role in the crime thriller Elsewhere, and reprised her Jessica Stanley role in Twilight sequel, New Moon. She then starred alongside George Clooney in director Jason Reitman's Up in the Air, 2009. Critics praised her performance as an ambitious college graduate, saying that she grabs every scene she's in. 15. It brought her nominations for several Best Supporting Actress awards, including the Academy Awards, Golden Globe Awards, Screen Actors Guild Awards and BAFTA Awards. Kendrick has been a member of the Actors Branch of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences since 2010. 16. In 2010, Kendrick again portrayed Jessica Stanley in the Twilight Saga's third installment, Eclipse. Later that year, she appeared in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, as the sister of the title character. The film did not fare well at the box office, but has since become a cult classic. In 2011, she appeared in the critically acclaimed comedy drama 50/50ths, as an inexperienced therapist to a cancer patient played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Later that year, she made her final appearance as Jessica Stanley in Twilight's fourth installment, Breaking Dawn, Part 1, 2011. 2012 to 2015, Pitch Perfect and Into the Woods. In 2012, Kendrick featured as part of the ensemble cast of What to Expect When You're Expecting, loosely based on the pregnancy guide of the same name. Also that year, she lent her voice to the stop-motion animated film Paranorman, starred in the commercially successful crime drama End of Watch, and appeared in Robert Redford's political thriller The Company You Keep. Kendrick at Jeffen's fundraiser in March 2014. Kendrick's most successful film of 2012 was the musical comedy Pitch Perfect, loosely based on the non-fiction book Pitch Perfect, The Quest for Collegiate A Cappella Glory. Kendrick played Bika Mitchell, a rebellious college freshman who joins an a cappella group called the Barden Bellas and finds that her more modern approach to music clashes with the traditional approach of the group's leader. The film emerged as a major commercial success. It received mostly positive reviews from critics, who called Kendrick's performance splendid, saying that she hits just the right note between pithy and chummy. 17. In 2013, Kendrick featured in the romantic comedy drama Drinking Buddies, which received mostly positive reviews from critics, as well as the largely panned fantasy comedy Rapturepalooza. At the Sundance Film Festival in January 2014, Kendrick was featured in 3 films. She played leading roles in the comedy drama Happy Christmas and the horror comedy The Voices, which both received generally favorable reviews from critics, as well as a supporting role in the zombie comedy Life After Beth. Both Happy Christmas and Life After Beth received limited releases later in 2014, while The Voices was given a limited release in early 2015. Kendrick hosted Saturday Night Live in 2014. 18. At the Toronto International Film Festival in September 2014, Kendrick was featured in 2 films. She starred in the musical romance The Last 5 Years, an adaptation of the off-Broadway musical of the same name. While the film itself received mixed reviews, Kendrick garnered widespread critical acclaim for her performance. She also played a supporting role in the comedy drama Cake. Cake was eventually given a wide release in January 2015, while The Last 5 Years received a limited release in February 2015. Kendrick was next seen playing Cinderella in Disney's Into the Woods, 2014, director Rob Marshall's film adaptation of Stephen Sondheim's musical of the same name. Kendrick was a part of the large ensemble cast. The film became a major commercial success and received mostly positive reviews from critics. Kendrick competed in the first season of Lip Sync Battle against John Krasinski, one of the show's executive producers, in an episode aired in April 2015. She first performed Steal My Girl by One Direction, in which she jokingly revealed the object of her affection to be Krasinski's newlywed wife, Emily Blunt. Kendrick also performed Booty by Jennifer Lopez, in which Lopez herself made a surprise appearance at the end of the song. The audience declared Kendrick the winner. The episode garnered over 1.75 million US viewers. 19. Kendrick played a supporting role in Digging for Fire, which premiered at the 2015 Sundance Film Festival and received a limited release in August of that year. In May 2015, she reprised her role of Bika Mitchell in Pitch Perfect 2. The film, which followed Mitchell in her senior year of college as the co-president of the Barden Bellas, emerged as a major box office blockbuster and surpassed the success of the first film. 2016, present, Trolls franchise and leading film roles. Kendrick at the 2016 San Diego Comic-Con. Kendrick starred in the action comedy Mr. Right, which premiered at the 2015 Toronto International Film Festival and was released on April 8, 2016. She also starred in The Hollers, a comedy drama directed by and starring John Krasinski, which premiered at the 2016 Sundance Film Festival, and was theatrically released in August 2016. She was then seen in the coming-of-age film Get a Job, which received a limited release in March 2016 after being delayed since 2012. Citation needed. Also in 2016, Kendrick starred in the commercially successful comedy Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates, voiced Princess Poppy, the main character of the animated film Trolls 20, and co-starred in the action thriller The Accountant. 21-22-23 Kendrick's memoir Scrappy Little Nobody was published on November 15, 2016. 24. Kendrick starred in Table 19, which was released March 3, 2017. 25 She again reprised the role of Bika Mitchell in Pitch Perfect 3, released on December 22, 2017. 26 In September 2018, she starred as Stephanie Smothers in the mystery thriller film A Simple Favor. Also in September 2018, Kendrick began appearing in a series of advertisements across a range of media for Hilton hotels. 27. In 2019, Kendrick co-starred in the satirical crime comedy The Day Shall Come and played the titular character in the Disney Plus Christmas comedy Noel. Kendrick also voiced a character in the Facebook Watch adult animated comedy series Human Discoveries. 28 Also in 2019, it was announced that Kendrick would star as a state trooper with irreversible hearing loss in Unsound, directed by Bharat Nalluri. 29. Kendrick reprised her role as Poppy in the 2020 sequel Trolls World Tour. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, Universal Pictures released the film via video-on-demand platforms as a digital rental on April 10, 2020. 30-31 She starred in the Quibi comedy series Dummy, for which she also served as executive producer. For her performance, she was nominated for the Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Actress in a Short-Form Comedy or Drama Series. 32-33 Also in 2020, Kendrick starred in the HBO Max romantic comedy anthology series Love Life, for which she additionally served as an executive producer. She appeared next as the lead in Stowaway, a science fiction thriller which was released on April 22, 2021. 34 She starred in the films Alice, Darling, and Self-Reliance. 35-36 In 2025, she reprised her role as Stephanie Smothers in Another Simple Favor. Artistry and Public Image. Helen Barlow of the New Zealand Herald and Mary Pauls of Time agreed that Kendrick was often cast as mean characters early in her film career. 37-38 In addition to contributing comedic relief in supporting roles 38 she became known for playing neurotic yet warm, endearing women in a range of genres. 39-40-41 According to Ryan Gilbey of The Guardian, she is drawn towards tenacious and hyper-confident characters, although the actress admitted she is much less assertive than the characters she plays, describing her work as wish fulfillment. 42-43 Gilbey described her artistic trademark as that moment when her characters undergo a revelatory or disorienting change. 42 For a period of time after her breakthrough, Kendrick rejected a handful of specific roles to avoid being typecast. 44 The Philippine star said Kendrick's versatility and commitment to ultimately resulted in her becoming the first main Twilight cast member nominated for an Oscar. 44 However, in 2020, writer Mary Elizabeth Williams opined that she had struggled to transition into more diverse, complicated roles. 45. Alex Vio of Rotten Tomatoes said her career has been defined by steady versatility, and she particularly excels in hybrid comedies and musicals. 46 Her public profile grew from starring in a series of high-profile musical films 47 with Pitch Perfect cementing her as one of her generation's most adept 20-something actresses, according to Asain Suebseng of Mother Jones. 48 film critic Typer called her the first great movie musical star of her generation. 49 citing Pitch Perfect, The Last 5 Years and Into the Woods as examples, Helen Whitaker of Glamour found musicals to be the only constant in her diverse filmography. 50 Up in the Air director Jason Reitman said Kendrick talks like someone from the 1940s, and the actress confirmed some of her favorite films are from this era. 51 Meanwhile, Gilbey said she is a crisp dramatic actor with a facility for screwball, as well as a knack for being adorable without lapsing into kookiness. 42 Burr felt Kendrick might have been a valued triple threat similar to Ginger Rogers had she been famous during the studio era. 52 She has been described as having a soprano vocal range. 53-54 Kendrick herself has said that she is perceived as quirky and relatable on the internet. 55 And journalists have often commented on the outspokenness, wit, relatability, and self-awareness she presents across interviews and social media. 56 57 58 59 However, she described herself as too snarky to interact directly with fans in fear of offending them. 60 Although some publications have called her America's sweetheart, 45 61 Kendrick has said she has no interest in embracing the title. 62 Emma Stefanski of Vanity Fair declared her one of the funniest women in Hollywood. 63 Whereas Sadaf Ahsan of the National Post said Kendrick has cultivated an image that is charming, endearing, and precocious both on and off screen, comparing her to Shirley Temple. 64 In 2016, Allison P. Davis of The Ringer remarked that Kendrick has remained likable by avoiding backlash commonly associated with overexposure. 56 In 2017, Elle writer Antonia Blythe described the actress as warm, friendly, and honest with none of the typical celebrity reserve, despite her growing fame. 43 The Globe and Mail film critic Barry Hurt said the actress has spent much of her career since Pitch Perfect perfecting the funny, perky, nerdy but cool girl image, finally breaking it with 2023's Alice Darling. 65 Kendrick said she would rather celebrities use their privilege to amplify more educated experts on social issues, rather than discuss them herself. 66 She has spoken about experiencing gender bias in Hollywood, especially times when she has been forced to wait for a film's male characters to be cast before she is seriously considered for a role. 58 Kendrick donated her Woman of the Hour salary to various charities. 67 Personal life. Kendrick resides in Los Angeles. 68 She began dating English filmmaker Edgar Wright in 2009, after they met while filming Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. 69 70 71 They split up in March 2013. 72 She began dating English cinematographer Ben Richardson in February 2014, after they met while filming Drinking Buddies. 73 74 75 They split in 2020. 76 She dated actor Bill Hader from 2020 to 2022. 76 Kendrick is currently dating American comedian Alex Edelman. 77 She has said that her experience in an emotionally abusive relationship inspired her performance in Alice, Darling. 78 In her 2016 memoir Scrappy Little Nobody, she wrote Motherhood Isn't For Me. Justin Randall Timberlake, born January 31, 1981, is an American singer, songwriter, actor, record producer, and dancer. 3 Dubbed the Prince of Pop, he is an influential figure in popular music. Timberlake is one of the best-selling music artists of all time, with estimated sales of 88 million records worldwide. 4. Born and raised in Memphis, Tennessee, Timberlake appeared on musical television shows as a child, competing on Star Search. In the early to mid-1990s, he was a cast member on the Disney Channel's The All-New Mickey Mouse Club, where he performed cover songs, skits, and choreography. On the show, Timberlake met and worked with future bandmate J.C. Chasez, and the two later rose to prominence as the lead vocalists of the pop boy band NSYNC. The group released 4 commercially successful studio albums, becoming one of the best-selling boy bands of all time with sales of over 70 million units worldwide. Timberlake established himself as a solo artist with his first two albums, Justified, 2002, and Future Sex/Love Sounds, 2006, both of which sold over 10 million copies and received triple platinum certification by the RIA, with the latter becoming his first US Billboard 200 chart #1 album. He further topped the chart on 3 more occasions, with the 2020's Experience, the 2020's Experience, 2 of 2, both 2013, and Man of the Woods, 2018. The 2020's Experience became the best-selling album of the year. Throughout his career, Timberlake scored numerous high-charting US Billboard Hot 100 singles, including Cry Me a River, Rock Your Body, Sexy Back, My Love, Love Stone/I Think She Knows, What Goes Around Comes Around, Give It to Me, 4 Minutes, Push Your Love Girl, Suit and Tie, Mirrors, and Can't Stop the Feeling, which earned him an Academy Award nomination. Timberlake enhanced his popularity with an acting career. He landed starring roles in the films The Love Guru, 2008, The Social Network, 2010, Bad Teacher, 2011, Friends with Benefits, 2011, In Time, 2011, Wonder Wheel, 2017, and Palmer, 2021. He also voiced Artie in Shrek the Third, 2007, Boo Boo Bear in Yogi Bear, 2010, and Branch in the Trolls franchise since 2016. Billboard named him one of the greatest pop stars of the 21st century. 6 His awards include 10 Grammy Awards, 4 Primetime Emmy Awards, 3 Brit Awards, 9 Billboard Music Awards, the Contemporary Icon Award by the Songwriters Hall of Fame, and MTV's Michael Jackson Video Vanguard Award. He has frequently collaborated with producers such as the Neptunes and Timbaland, who are best known for boosting Timberlake's solo career. Early life. Justin Randall Timberlake was born on January 31, 1981, in Memphis, Tennessee to the son of Janet Lynn, Bomer, Harless and Charles Randall Timberlake, a Baptist church choir director. 7, 8, 9, 10 Timberlake has 2 half-brothers, Jonathan and Stephen, from Charles's second marriage to Lisa Perry. His half-sister Laura Catherine died shortly after birth in 1997, and is mentioned in his acknowledgments in the album In Sync as My Angel in Heaven. His family circle includes several musicians. 11 His grandfather introduced him to music from country music artists like Johnny Cash and Willie Nelson. 12 Performing as a child, Timberlake sang country and gospel music. At the age of 11, he appeared on the television show Star Search, performing country songs as Justin Randall. 13 By that time, he began listening to rhythm and blues musicians from the 1960s and 70s, such as Al Green, Stevie Wonder and Marvin Gaye, and he had listening sessions with his father of studio albums by the Eagles and Bob Seger. 12. From 1993 to 1995, he was a mousekeeper on the all-new Mickey Mouse Club, where his castmates included future girlfriend and singer Britney Spears, future tourmate Christina Aguilera, future bandmate J.C. Chasez, and future actors Ryan Gosling and Kerry Russell. 14 In 1995, Timberlake recruited Chasez to be in an all-male singing group, put together by Chris Kirkpatrick and financed by boy band manager Lou Pearlman, that eventually became In Sync. 15. Career. 1995 to 2002, In Sync. Main article, In Sync history. The boy band In Sync formed in 1995, and they began recording and performing in 1996 in Europe. Timberlake and Chasez served as its 2 lead singers. 16 In 1998, the group rose to prominence in the United States with the release of their self-titled debut studio album, which sold 11 million copies and includes the single Tearin' Up My Heart. The group had a series of legal battles with former manager Lou Pearlman, and they subsequently signed with Jive Records. They released their 3rd studio album No Strings Attached, 2000, which sold 2.4 million copies in the first week, 17 becoming the fastest-selling album of all time. They held this record until 2015 when Adele surpassed the record with her third album 25. No Strings Attached also includes the #1 single It's Gonna Be Me, Bye Bye Bye, and This I Promise You. NSYNC's fourth studio album Celebrity, 2001, was also financially successful, selling 1.8 million copies in the first week and spawning top 5 singles such as Girlfriend. Upon the completion of the Celebrity Tour, the group went on an indefinite hiatus in 2002. NSYNC performed at the Academy Awards in 2018, the 2002 Winter Olympics 19 and the Super Bowl 35 halftime show. 20. The band sold more than 70 million records worldwide, becoming the 5th best-selling boy band in history. 21. In 2000, Timberlake appeared in The Wonderful World of Disney movie model behavior. He played Jason Sharp, a model who falls in love with a waitress after mistaking her for another model. 22. The rise of his own stardom and the general decline in the popularity of boy bands led to the dissolution of NSYNC. Band member Lance Bass was openly critical of Timberlake's actions in his memoir Out of Sync. 23. By 2002, when the group went on an indefinite hiatus and members were doing individual projects, he partnered with Pharrell Williams of the producing team The Neptunes, and Timbaland to start working on new music. 24. The idea of going solo was strengthened a year earlier. Timberlake originally wrote the single Gone around 2001 for Michael Jackson, but he turned the song down, and it was instead recorded by NSYNC. Before its release, however, Jackson contacted him. Timberlake declared in a later interview that the first time he felt confident to go solo happened after that conversation. 25. In a retrospective article in 2020, Billboard considered Celebrity the group's swan song, setting the stage for Timberlake's equally massive solo career. 26. Michael called me on the phone and said that he wanted to cut the record, Gone, but he wanted it to be a duet between himself and I. And I said, well, we've already cut the song as an NSYNC record. Could we do, like, NSYNC featuring Michael Jackson, or Michael Jackson featuring NSYNC? And he was very absolute about the fact that he wanted it to be a duet between himself and I. That was the first time I ever really felt the confidence to do it. Timberlake on Masterclass, 2014-25. 2002 to 2004, Justified and Super Bowl 38 controversy. Main article, Super Bowl 38 halftime show controversy. In August 2002, Timberlake performed at the 2002 MTV Video Music Awards, where he premiered his debut solo single Like I Love You 27. It peaked at number 11 on the Billboard Hot 128 and number 2 on the UK singles chart. 29. His debut solo studio album Justified was released in November 30 and debuted at number 2 on the Billboard 200 with first week sales of 439,000 copies, fewer than previous NSYNC releases. It sold over 3 million copies in the US and more than 10 million copies worldwide. 31. Its R&B influence, provided by hip-hop producers The Neptunes and Timbaland. 32. Was complimented by music critics. About the musical direction of the record, he commented, I just want to do R&B. It's what I grew up listening to. 33. The album spawned the top 5 singles Cry Me a River and Rock Your Body. 28. In summer 2003, Timberlake and Christina Aguilera co-headlined the Justified and Stripped tour. 34. Later that year he recorded a song I'm Lovin' It, used by McDonald's as the theme to its I'm Lovin' It campaign. The deal with McDonald's earned Timberlake an estimated $6 million. A tour titled Justified and Lovin' It Live was included with the deal, following his initial Justified World Tour. 35. Timberlake was featured on Nelly's song, Work It, which was remixed and included on Nelly's 2003 remix album. 36. Timberlake in London on his Justified World Tour, December 2003. Near the end of 2002, Timberlake was the first celebrity to appear on Punk'd, a candid camera type show created by Ashton Kutcher to trick celebrities. 37. Timberlake, who cried during the episode, later admitted to being under the influence of cannabis when he was pranked. 38 3 episodes later, he set up Kelly Osbourne to be punked, thus making him the first celebrity to appear on the show more than once. 39 Timberlake later spoofed Ashton Kutcher and punked in a 2003 episode of NBC's Saturday Night Live. 40 Timberlake co-starred in a skit titled The Barry Gibb Talk Show alongside comedian Jimmy Fallon, where the duo portrayed Bee Gees brothers Barry and Robin Gibb. It marked the beginning of a long-running friendship and collaboration with Fallon. 41. In February 2004, during the Super Bowl 38 halftime show, broadcast on the CBS television network from Houston, Timberlake performed with Janet Jackson before a television audience of more than 140 million viewers. At the end of the performance, as the song drew to a close, Timberlake tore off a part of Jackson's black leather costume in a costume reveal meant to accompany a portion of the song lyrics. Jackson's representative explained Timberlake intended to pull away the rubber bustier to reveal a red lace bra. Part of the costume detached, and Jackson's breast was briefly exposed. 42 Timberlake apologized for the incident, stating he was sorry that anyone was offended by the wardrobe malfunction during the halftime performance of the Super Bowl. 42. The phrase wardrobe malfunction has since been used by the media to refer to the incident and has entered pop culture. 43 Timberlake and Jackson were threatened with exclusion from the 2004 Grammy Awards unless they agreed to apologize on screen at the event. Timberlake attended and issued a scripted apology when accepting the first of 2 Grammy Awards he received that night, Best Pop Vocal Album for Justified and Best Male Pop Vocal Performance for Cry Me a River. 44 He had also been nominated for Album of the Year for Justified, and Record of the Year along with Best Rap/Sung Collaboration for Where Is the Love? With the Black Eyed Peas. 44. 2004 to 2007, Films and Future Sex/Love Sounds. After the Super Bowl incident, Timberlake put his recording career on hold to act in several films, having starred in a few feature films earlier in his career. 14 The first role he took during this time was as a journalist in Edison Force, filmed in 2004 and received a direct-to-video release on July 18, 2006. 45 He also appeared in the films Alpha Dog, Black Snake Moan, Richard Kelly's Southland Tales, and voiced Prince Artie Pendragon in the animated film Shrek the Third, released on May 18, 2007. 46 He also appeared as a young Elton John, in the video for John's song This Train Don't Stop There Anymore. 47 Timberlake was considered to play the role of Roger Davis in the film version of the rock musical Rent, but director Chris Columbus had insisted that only the original Broadway members could convey the true meaning of Rent, so the role was reprised by Adam Pascal. 48. He continued to record with other artists. After Where Is the Love, he again collaborated with the Black Eyed Peas on the 2005 track My Style from their album Monkey Business. 49 When recording the 2005 single Signs with Snoop Dogg, Timberlake discovered a throat condition. 50 nodules were subsequently removed from his throat in an operation that took place on May 5, 2005. 51 He was advised not to sing or speak loudly for at least a few months. 52 In 2005, he began his own record company, JT Records. 53. Timberlake performing at a concert in St. Paul, Minnesota in January 2007 during the Future Sex/Love show. Future Sex/Love Sounds, a full-length LP of coherence and uniform song-to-song quality virtually unheard of in pop music since the 80s golden age of Michael, Madonna, Janet, and Prince. Like one of his suit and vest combos, Timberlake himself continued to wear pop stardom exceptionally well. He glided through his music videos and live performances with the confidence of a man who'd already spent a large percentage of his life in the spotlight, and who never doubted he'd be able to return to music on top. Billboard's The Greatest Pop Star by Year, 1981 to 2019, 26. Timberlake released his second studio album, Future Sex/Love Sounds, on September 12, 2006. The album, which Timberlake created from 2005 to 2006, debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 album chart, selling 684,000 copies its first week. 54. It became the biggest album for pre-orders on iTunes, and beat Coldplay's record for the biggest one-week sales of a digital album. 55. The album was produced by Timbaland and Danja, who produced a bulk of the album, will.i.am, Rick Rubin and Timberlake himself, and features guest vocals by Snoop Dogg, 3 6 Mafia, T.I., and will.i.am. 56. A studio representative described it as being all about sexiness and aiming for an adult feel. 57. The album's lead single, Sexy Back, was performed by Timberlake at the opening of the 2006 MTV Video Music Awards and reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, where it remained for 7 consecutive weeks. 58. Better Source Needed My Love, the album's second single, also produced by Timbaland and featuring rapper T.I., reached number 1 on the Hot 100, as did third single What Goes Around Comes Around. The song is reported to have been inspired by the breakup of his childhood friend and business partner, Trace Ayala, with actress Alicia Cuthbert. 59. In October 2006, Timberlake said that he would focus on his music career rather than his film roles, specifying that leaving the music industry would be a dumb thing to do at this point. 58. Better Source Needed. He was the special guest performer at the 2006 Victoria's Secret fashion show where he sang Sexy Back, My Love and Love Stoned. 60. Timberlake hosted many music events, including the European MTV Music Awards in 2006. On December 16, 2006, Timberlake hosted Saturday Night Live, doing double duty as both host and musical guest for the second time. During this appearance, he and Andy Samberg performed an R&B song for a skit titled Dick in a Box, which some radio stations aired as an unofficial single from Timberlake. Called one of the most iconic musical moments in the show's history by Billboard, it became a viral hit and one of the most viewed videos on YouTube at the time. 61. Rolling Stone listed the skit at number 3 on their 50 Greatest Saturday Night Live Sketches of All Time. 62. The song earned him an Emmy Award and was later featured on the Lonely Island's debut album Incredibad. In January 2007, Timberlake embarked on the Future Sex/Love Show tour. Following singles off the album, Love Stoned / I Think She Knows, Interlude, and Until the End of Time, peaked within the top 20 on the Hot 100, while the fourth single Summer Love reached the top 10. The song Give It To Me, a Timbaland single on which Timberlake guests with Nelly Furtado, reached the Hot 100 number 1 spot. 63. Eventually, Future Sex/Love Sounds was added to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's musical library and archive. 64. 2008 to 2012, musical hiatus and focus on acting. The song 4 Minutes was first played by Timbaland at Philadelphia's Jingle Ball on December 17, 2007. 65. When released on March 17, 2008, 4 Minutes was revealed to be a duet between Timberlake and Madonna, with backing vocals by Timbaland. It was the lead single from Madonna's 11th studio album Hard Candy, which featured 4 other songwriting collaborations with Timberlake, being also one of the executive producers. 66. The single was an international hit, topping the charts in over 21 countries worldwide. 67. Timberlake also appears in the music video, which was directed by Jonas and Francois. On March 30, 2008, Timberlake performed the song at Madonna's Hard Candy promo show at Roseland Ballroom in New York City. 68. On November 6, 2008, Timberlake performed the song with Madonna on the Los Angeles stop of her Sticky and Sweet tour. 69. In June 2007, Timberlake co-wrote, produced and provided vocals for the songs Night Runner and Falling Down for Duran Duran's album Red Carpet Massacre, released on November 13, 2007. Falling Down was released as a single in the UK on the previous day. 70. Also in 2007, Timberlake made an appearance on 50 Cent's third album Curtis. Timberlake, along with Timbaland, is featured on a track called AO Technology, which was the album's fourth single. Also, another possible collaboration was to occur with Lil Wayne for his album THA Carter 3 with Nelly Furtado and Timbaland. 71 With the wrapping up of the Future Sex/Love Sounds tour of Australasia and the Middle East in November 2007, Timberlake resumed his film career. Projects underway early in 2008 were starring roles in Mike Myers' comedy The Love Guru, released June 20, 2008, and Mike Meredith's drama The Open Road, released August 28, 2009. In March 2008, it was announced that he would be an executive producer in an American adaptation of the hit Peruvian comedy My Problem with Women for NBC. 72 On November 20, 2008, TV Guide reported that Timberlake's next single, Follow My Lead, which also featured vocals by Timberlake's protege, former YouTube star Esme Dentaires, would be available for exclusive download through MySpace. All proceeds would go to Shriners Hospitals for Children, a charity dedicated to improving pediatric care for sick children. 73 In February 2008, Timberlake was awarded 2 Grammy Awards. At the 50th Grammy Awards ceremony, he won the award for Best Male Pop Vocal Performance for What Goes Around, Comes Around, and the award for Best Dance Recording for Love Stone/I Think She Knows. 74. Timberlake, left, with Andrew Garfield, right, at an event for the social network in Madrid, October 2010. In 2008, a collaboration between Timberlake and T.I., Dead and Gone, was featured on T.I.'s sixth studio album, Paper Trail, and was released as its fourth single late in 2009. In November 2008, it was confirmed that Timberlake would make a guest appearance and produce some tracks on R&B/pop singer Ciara's upcoming album Fantasy Ride due out May 5, 2009. Timberlake featured on Ciara's second single Love Sex Magic, the video being shot on February 20, 2009. 75 The single became a worldwide hit, reaching the top 10 in numerous countries and peaking at number 1 in several countries including Taiwan, India, and Turkey. The song was nominated for Best Pop Collaboration with Vocals at the 52nd Grammy Awards. Timberlake hosted the 16th The Spy Awards, and the musical number I Love Sports was later nominated for an Emmy Award. 76 Timberlake and his production team The Wise, along with Mike Elizondo, produced and co-wrote the song Don't Let Me Down for Leona Lewis's second studio album, Echo, released on November 17, 2009. Timberlake also co-wrote and performed on Carry Out, the third single from Timbaland's album Shock Value 2, released on December 1, 2009. 77 Timberlake appeared on Jimmy Fallon's debut as host of Late Night with Jimmy Fallon on March 2, 2009. 78 Timberlake was the executive producer on the MTV reality series The Phone, which premiered on April 21, 2009. In late 2009, Barbadian singer Rihanna released the album Rated R, with Timberlake being one of the writers and producers. 79 They both worked together previously for her third studio album Good Girl Gone Bad. 80. From 2010, Timberlake increased his acting work. He played Sean Parker, the founder of Napster, in the acclaimed film The Social Network, 2010. He also appeared at the 2010 MTV VMAs on September 12, 2010. 81 In 2011, he starred alongside Cameron Diaz in Bad Teacher and alongside Mila Kunis in Friends with Benefits, and played Will Salas, the protagonist of In Time, a science fiction film by Andrew Niccol. 82 He provided a feature and appeared in the music video for the song Mother Lover from the Lonely Island's second album Turtleneck and Chain. 83 And directed and made a cameo in the Free Soul music video Hoodies On, Hats Low, which was released in August 2011. 84 The Late Night with Jimmy Fallon sketch History of Rap was performed for the first time by both Fallon and Timberlake in 2010. 85 In July 2011, United States Marine Kelsey DeSantis uploaded a YouTube video asking Timberlake to be her date to the United States Marine Corps birthday ball. They attended the event on November 13, 2011, in Richmond, Virginia. 86 His fifth Saturday Night Live episode, as host and musical guest, was the most watched episode in 14 months, with Charles Barkley as host and Kelly Clarkson as musical guest. 87. 2013 to 2017, The 2020th Experience, 2 of 2, and Trolls. Timberlake performing during the 2020th Experience World Tour, February 2014. It is Timberlake's highest-grossing tour. Timberlake began working on his third studio album The 2020th Experience in June 2012 with no rules or end goal in mind. 88 He publicly announced his return to the music industry in January 2013. 89 Releasing the album's lead single Suit and Tie featuring Jay-Z later that month, which would eventually peak at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100. After 4 years not performing in concert, Timberlake appeared the night before the 2013 Super Bowl and performed during the DirecTV Super Saturday Night on February 2, 2013, in New Orleans. 90 On February 10, 2013, he performed Suit and Tie with sepia-toned lighting at the 55th Annual Grammy Awards, with Jay-Z joining him from the audience. On February 11, 2013, Mirrors was released as the second single from the 2020th Experience. 91 The song would eventually peak at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 1 on the UK singles chart. The 2020th Experience was released on March 19, 2013. 92 through RCA Records due to the disbandment of Jive Records. 93-94 The album set a digital sales record for being the fastest-selling album on the iTunes Store. 95 and debuted at number 1 on the charts by moving just over 968,000 copies in the US, the biggest sales week of 2013. 96 It eventually became the best-selling album of the year in the country. 97. Timberlake and President Obama, 2013. Timberlake performed in performance at the White House, Memphis Soul concert, held in the East Room of the White House and hosted by President Barack Obama, celebrating Memphis Soul music from the 1960s. 98 Afterward, Timberlake officially announced the 2020th Experience World Tour, following his and Jay-Z's co-headlining concert tour Legends of the Summer Stadium Tour. 99 Timberlake also appeared on Jay-Z's 12th studio album Magna Carta. Holy Grail on 3 songs, Holy Grail, BBC, along with NAS, Swizz Beatz, Timbaland, Pharrell Williams, Niago and Beyoncé, and Heaven. 100 On August 25, 2013, Timberlake received the Michael Jackson Video Vanguard Award at the 2013 MTV Video Music Awards. He also took home 3 competitive awards, including Video of the Year for Mirrors. 101 During his performance, Timberlake briefly reunited with his fellow former NSYNC bandmates for a medley of their hit songs Girlfriend and Bye Bye Bye. 102. Timberlake's 4th studio album The 2020th Experience, 2 of 2 was released on September 30, 2013. 103 and debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200. 104 Its lead single Take Back the Night was released on July 12, 2013. 105 following by the second single TKO. 106 Timberlake was given a production and writing credit on track 6 on Beyoncé's self-titled 5th studio album, which was released in December 2013. 107 At the 57th Annual Grammy Awards, Timberlake was nominated for 7 awards, eventually winning 3, Best R&B Song for Pusher Love Girl, Best Rap/Sung Collaboration for Holy Grail, and Best Music Video for Suit and Tie, which was directed by The Social Network director David Fincher. 108 On February 25, 2014, Not a Bad Thing was released as the 3rd single from the 2020th Experience, 2 of 2. 109 The song reached the top 10 on the Hot 100 and topped the mainstream top 40 chart. 110 In 2014, Timberlake appeared on Michael Jackson's second posthumous record Escape on the song Love Never Felt So Good, which was produced by Timbaland, Jerome J. Rock Harmon and Timberlake. 111 On May 14, 2014, a music video was also released featuring clips of Jackson, with Timberlake accompanied by several of Jackson's fans performing some of Jackson's signature moves. The video was directed by Timberlake and Rich Lee. 112 During 2015, Timberlake performed along with Jimmy Fallon the Saturday Night Live 40th Anniversary's Cold Open. 113 returned to The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon as a guest to perform a 6th edition of the sketch History of Rap, 114 and performed along with Chris Stapleton at the 49th Annual Country Music Association Awards. 115. Timberlake at the 2016 Cannes Film Festival. Showcasing the final date of the 2020's Experience World Tour at Las Vegas MGM Grand Garden Arena, the space-age-themed concert film titled Justin Timberlake plus the Tennessee Kids and directed by Jonathan Demme premiered at the 2016 Toronto International Film Festival on September 13. 117 Timberlake dedicated the film to Prince for influencing his music. 118 Ahead of its debut at the film festival, the streaming service Netflix released it on October 12. 119 Timberlake composed the soundtrack and served as music supervisor for the 2017 film The Book of Love, which his wife Jessica Biel produced and starred in. 121 Timberlake voiced the lead character in DreamWorks Animation's musical comedy Trolls opposite Anna Kendrick. The film was released in November 2016. 122 and returned for its next two entries, Trolls World Tour and Trolls Band together in 2020 and 2023 respectively. 123 He also served as the executive music producer, performing original music for the film. 124 The lead single, Can't Stop the Feeling, was released on May 6, 2016. 125 Timberlake was invited by Swedish broadcaster Sveriges Television, SVT, to perform Can't Stop the Feeling live during the interval act at the grand finale of the Eurovision Song Contest 2016 on May 14, 2016. 126 127 The single debuted at number 1 on the US Billboard Hot 100 128 and reached the top spot in other 16 countries. It became his 8th US mainstream top 40 number 1 song. 129 It became the best-selling song of the year in the US with 2.4 million downloads sold. 130 On February 26, 2017, Timberlake opened the 89th Academy Awards with a performance of Can't Stop the Feeling, since the song earned him a nomination. 131 Also that year, Timberlake starred with Kate Winslet and Juno Temple in Woody Allen's drama film Wonder Wheel. 132 and headlined several festivals and live sets, including Rock in Rio. 133 The United States Grand Prix. 134 and the Pilgrimage Music and Cultural Festival, which he co-produced. 135. 2018 to 2022, Man of the Woods and Super Bowl 52 halftime show. Timberlake performing on the Man of the Woods tour in Miami on May 18, 2018, which was the 6th highest grossing tour of 2018. For the biggest pop stars in the world, the place where they have the most trouble is honesty. Because there's a formulaic sort of vulnerability. But if you're able to really screenshot your own vulnerability, frame it properly, and color correct it, then it becomes something that every human can relate to. And I think Justin is in the place where he's mastering that right now. Pharrell Williams on the recording sessions for Man of the Woods, Timberlake's 5th studio album. 136. Speaking of his 5th studio album in 2016, Timberlake stated, "I think where I grew up in America has a lot of influence. Growing up in Tennessee, very central of the country, Memphis is known as the birthplace of rock and roll, but also the home of the blues, but Nashville's right down the street, so there's a lot of country music. 137. In following interviews, Timberlake confirmed working with producers Timbaland and Pharrell Williams. 138, while stating, "It sounds more like where I've come from than any other music I've ever made. It's Southern American music. But I want to make it sound modern, at least that's the idea right now." 139. His fifth studio album Man of the Woods was released on February 2, 2018, 142 days before he headlined the Super Bowl 52 halftime show in Minneapolis, Minnesota on February 4, where Timberlake performed a medley of his songs featuring both the Tennessee Kids and the Minnesota Marching Band alongside him, as well as a duet of I Would Die For You with a video projection of late singer Prince on screen. 141. The show contained multiple selections from Man of the Woods, which is named after his son Silas, whose name means from the forest. 142. The album's first single, Filthy, was released on January 5, along with its accompanying video directed by Mark Romanek. 143. The electro-funk song 144 has reached number 9 in the US. 145 and number 5 in Canada. 146. The song Supplies, Say Something featuring Chris Stapleton and Man of the Woods were also released along with music videos ahead of the album. 147. His collaboration with Stapleton also reached the top 10 in the US and Canada. 146. 148. Man of the Woods topped the Billboard 200 with the biggest first-week sales of the year at the time, selling 293,000 total units. 149. Man of the Woods also marks Timberlake's fourth consecutive number 1 album and has since been certified platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America, RIA. 150. Man of the Woods concluded 2018 as the 6th best-selling album of the year. 151. An accompanying tour of the same name began on March 13, 2018, in Toronto, Canada and concluded on April 13, 2019, in Uncasville. 152. The Man of the Woods tour was the 6th highest grossing tour of 2018. 153. In May 2019, Timberlake received an honorary doctorate from Berklee College of Music. 154. Missy Elliott and Alex Lacamoire also received doctorates at the ceremony. 155. Following the announcement of Trolls World Tour, Timberlake teased potential collaborations with a number of artists, through a series of Instagram posts, which included frequent collaborators Pharrell Williams, Nathaniel Hills, and Rob Knox, as well as new collaborators such as Anderson .Paak, Brandy Norwood, Lizzo, and Meek Mill. 156. 157. 158. 159. On February 26, 2020, SZA and Timberlake released the single The Other Side, a song part of the Trolls World Tour soundtrack, alongside its music video. 160. 161. 162. On March 9, 2020, Timberlake released a teaser for his upcoming song Don't Slack, which features Anderson .Paak, and is also part of the Trolls World Tour soundtrack. The song was released on March 10, 2020. 163. 164. In September 2020, Timberlake and producer Timbaland teased a potential upcoming collaboration with Canadian musician Justin Bieber, as well as collaborations with Justine Skye, Hit Boy, and Ty Dolla $ign. 165. 166. In December 2020, Timberlake and Ant Clemens released the single Better Days, which received its premiere on the Rock the Run Off virtual concert, held by Stacey Abrams' organization Fair Fight. 167. In January 2021, Timberlake performed as part of the inauguration of Joe Biden. 168. 169. Performing from his hometown of Memphis, Timberlake performed his collaboration with Ant Clemens during the Celebrating America special. 170 Timberlake performed at Pharrell Williams' Something in the Water Festival in Washington, D.C., where he was joined on stage by T.I. and Clips for his 5-song set. 171. 2023, present, Everything I Thought It Was. In May 2023, Timbaland revealed that Timberlake's 6th studio album was completed, adding that their pair had revived the sound from the Future Sex/Love Sounds era. 172 On September 1, 2023, Timbaland released the single Keep Going Up, in collaboration with Furtado and Timberlake. Timberlake also reunited with his fellow former band members of NSYNC later that month and released the single Better Place in support of the Trolls Band Together soundtrack. 173 174 175 176 In addition to Keep Going Up and Better Place, Timberlake had also collaborated with Meek Mill on the song Believe, Romeo Santos on the song Sinfin, 177 DJ Khaled on his album Khaled on the song Just Be, Justine Skye on her album, Space and Time, on the song Innocent, Jack Harlow on his album Come Home The Kids Miss You, on the song Parent Trap, a remix of Coco Jones' ICU 178 and a further remix of the song 3D by Jungkook. 179 Timberlake had also worked with Calvin Harris, producer of Fuckin' Up the Disco and No Angels, on his song Stay With Me, alongside Pharrell Williams and Halsey. 181 Timberlake performing on the Forget Tomorrow World Tour in Seattle on May 2, 2024. On January 19, 2024, Timberlake performed a free one-night-only concert at the Orpheum in Memphis where he debuted his new single Selfish after teasing a new project on social media in previous days. 182 In promotion of the record, on January 25, 2024, Timberlake appeared on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. He announced the release of Selfish and revealed that the album had taken 4 years to produce. 183. Selfish debuted at number 19 on the Billboard Hot 100, marking Timberlake's highest debut in 6 years on the chart. It became his 39th career solo entry on the Hot 100, and his 29th to reach the top 40. 184 On the release day of Selfish, he also announced that his 6th studio album, Everything I Thought It Was, would be released in March 2024. 185 183 Timberlake appeared as a musical guest on the January 27, 2024, episode of Saturday Night Live, singing Selfish and Sanctified. On January 30, he appeared on The Kelly Clarkson Show 186-187 and held an intimate concert at Irving Plaza in New York City on January 31, his 43rd birthday. 188 He appeared as the musical guest, where he performed Selfish on The Graham Norton Show recorded in London on February 22, 2024. 189 The night before he cancelled a one-night-only concert, to be held at the Roundhouse, London, on February 23, 2024. Timberlake was recovering from an illness. 191 The promotional single Drown was released on February 23, 2024. 192 193 194 Timberlake also appeared on Complex Network Sneaker Shopping on March 11, 2024, and mentioned the release of his new album at the end of the video. 195 On March 13, 2024, in anticipation of the album release, Timberlake performed a one-off concert at the Wiltern in Los Angeles. The show featured a surprise reunion with his NSYNC bandmates, with the group playing a medley of hits and the new album track Paradise. Timberlake then performed on NPR's Tiny Desk series on March 15 for a half-hour-long concert. 196 Timberlake also announced the release of a documentary showing the album's creation process. 197 The second single off the record, No Angels, was released on March 15, 2024, the same day as the album's release. 198 Everything I Thought It Was debuted at number 4 on the US Billboard 200, giving Timberlake his 6th consecutive top 5 album in the country. 199. In April 2024, Timberlake opened the iHeartRadio Music Awards, performing both singles off the album, Selfish and No Angels. 200. Timberlake also promoted the album on the Forget Tomorrow World Tour, which began on April 29, 2024, in Vancouver, Canada. 201. On February 23, 2024, Timberlake announced Summer 2024 Europe Tour dates. 202. In March 2024, prior to the tour launching, Trace William Cowan of Complex reported that the Forget Tomorrow World Tour had become Timberlake's fastest-selling tour to date. They stated that the tour had amassed over $140 million globally in initial ticket sales from over 70 dates and that more than 1 million attendees are expected. Cowan concluded that Justin Timberlake's Forget Tomorrow World Tour is set to become his biggest yet. 203. On May 20, 2024, Polestar announced that 9 additional shows were added due to overwhelming demand and reported that over 1 million tickets were already sold, becoming Timberlake's fastest-selling tour to date. 204. The tour received generally positive reviews. 205. Personal life, relationships and children. In early 1999, Timberlake began dating fellow former The All-New Mickey Mouse Club cast member and singer Britney Spears. Their relationship ended abruptly in March 2002. 206. Spears wrote in her 2023 memoir The Woman in Me that she became pregnant during their relationship and had an abortion in late 2000 after Timberlake said they were not prepared for parenthood and he did not want to be a father. 207. 208. In 2003, he briefly dated British singer Emma Bunton. 209. 210. 211. In April 2003, he began a relationship with actress Cameron Diaz soon after they met at the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards. After much speculation of breakups throughout their relationship, the couple split in December 2006 shortly after she introduced him as a musical guest on Saturday Night Live. 212. 213. 214. In January 2007, Timberlake began dating actress Jessica Biel. 215. They became engaged in December 2011 and married on October 19, 2012, at the Borgo Egnatia Resort in Fasano, Italy. 216. Their first child, a son, was born in April 2015. 217. 218. 219. In July 2020, they had a second son. 220. 221. 222. Legal issues. Shortly after midnight on June 18, 2024, Timberlake was arrested in Sag Harbor, New York for driving while intoxicated, DWI. 223. 224. In addition to being charged with 1 count of DWI, Timberlake was issued 2 citations, one for running a stop sign and one for failure to keep in lane. 223. He was released 9 hours later following his first arraignment at Sag Harbor Village Justice Court. 223. The Sag Harbor Police Department would later release his mugshot. 225. Timberlake was scheduled to return to court on July 26, 2024. 223. 226. According to his arrest report, Timberlake alleged to authorities that he only had 1 martini shortly before he was pulled over. 227. Despite making this claim, Timberlake refused a breathalyzer. 227. On June 22, 2024, bartender employees at the hotel where Timberlake was staying before his DWI arrest confirmed to People that he only had 1 martini while at the hotel bar. 226. One employee stating that if he was drinking more, it wasn't here. 226. However, according to the arrest report, The officer who pulled Timberlake over after he drove through a stop sign and failed to keep on the right side of the road stated that his eyes were bloodshot and glassy at the time, and that a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage was emanating from his breath. He was unable to divide attention, he had slowed speech, he was unsteady afoot, and he performed poorly on all standardized field sobriety tests. 226. During the stop, Timberlake reportedly said, "This is going to ruin the tour." The officer, who did not know who Timberlake was, asked what tour, to which he replied with the world tour. 228, 229, 230. That exchange went viral, spawning several memes. 231, 232, 233. Despite the arrest, Timberlake still continued to perform concerts, including a concert in Chicago on June 21, 2024, where he appeared to address the arrest, saying, "We've been through ups and downs and lefts and rights. It's been a tough week, but you're here, and I'm here. I know sometimes I'm hard to love, but you keep on loving me and I love you right back." 234, 226. Timberlake, who was performing overseas in Poland, would not attend his July 26, 2024, court arraignment, with his lawyer Edward Burke attending instead. 235. Despite Burke's arguments that Timberlake was not intoxicated at the time of his arrest, Sag Harbor Village Justice Carl I. Race ordered for Timberlake to be rearraigned on August 2. 236, 237, 235. For the August 2 arraignment, Timberlake, who was still on tour, appeared virtually from Antwerp, Belgium. 238. During this arraignment, Timberlake pled not guilty to a revised misdemeanor charge of driving drunk. 238. Race also agreed to review Burke's motion to dismiss the DWI charge. 236. However, Timberlake's New York license was suspended by the judge for an indeterminate amount of time. 239. Timberlake was scheduled to have another hearing on August 9, 2024. 238. In contrast to the August 2 hearing, Timberlake was not required to attend this court hearing. 240. On September 11, 2024, it was revealed that Timberlake would plead guilty to a less serious traffic offense during his September 13 court appearance, with the DWI charge being dropped. 241, 242, 243. Under his plea deal, Timberlake agreed to plead guilty to driving while impaired, a lesser offense which carries a penalty of a $300 to $500 fine and a 90-day driver license suspension. 244. On September 13, 2024, during an in-person appearance at the Sag Harbor Village Justice Courthouse, Timberlake pled guilty to a non-criminal driving while impaired traffic violation. 245. Race then sentenced Timberlake to a $500 fine with a $260 surcharge, 25 hours of community service at the nonprofit of his choosing, and required him to make a public safety announcement. 246. It also revealed that Timberlake's refusal to take a breathalyzer automatically triggered a suspension of his driver's license under New York state law. 246. Residences. In July 2002, Timberlake purchased a 13,250 square foot, 1,231 square meters, mansion in Hollywood Hills for $8.3 million from Helen Hunt. 247. In 2010, Timberlake purchased a unit at 311 West Broadway in Soho, formerly owned by Oscar de la Renta, for $6.56 million. He sold the unit in 2018 for $6.35 million, incurring a loss. 248, 249. In 2015, Timberlake bought a house in the Yellowstone Club near Big Sky, Montana. 250, 251. In May 2017, Timberlake and his wife, Jessica Biel, paid $20.2 million for a 5,375 square foot, 499.4 square meters, penthouse unit at 443 Greenwich Street in Tribeca, Manhattan. 252. Earnings. Forbes began reporting on Timberlake's earnings in 2008, calculating that he earned $44 million between June 2007 and June 2008 for his music, tour, commercials, and hospitality, making him the world's fourth best-paid music personality at the time, above Madonna and Celine Dion. 253. That year, he was ranked 12th on the Forbes Celebrity 100 list, 254, and second on the Best Paid Celebrities Under 30 list. 255. According to Billboard, Timberlake was the third highest paid musician of 2013, with earnings of $31 million. 256. He was ranked 26th with earnings of $57 million on the Celebrity 100 list for 2014, 257, and 19th on the 2015 list with $63 million. 258. Timberlake was listed at number 3 on the Billboard Money Makers list of 2014. 259. He was ranked 41st on the 2019 Celebrity 100 list by Forbes, with earnings of $57.5 million in 2019. 260. Health. At the end of his Forget Tomorrow World Tour in July 2025, Timberlake stated he had been diagnosed with Lyme disease. He shared, in an Instagram post, "When I first got the diagnosis I was shocked for sure. But, at least I could understand why I would be on stage and in a massive amount of nerve pain or, just feeling crazy fatigue or sickness. I was faced with a personal decision. Stop touring? Or, keep going and figure it out. I decided the joy that performing brings me far outweighs the fleeting stress my body was feeling. I'm so glad I kept going." 261. 262. Artistry. Michael Jackson performing. David Bowie performing. Timberlake has credited musicians such as Michael Jackson, left, and David Bowie, right, as his influences. Timberlake possesses a lyric tenor vocal range. 263. He began including beatboxing in his records near the end of his boy band era and into his emergence as a solo act with Justified and Future Sex/Love Sounds. 264. 265. 266. Many of his songs draw from his personal life and relationships, such as Cry Me a River, about his breakup with Britney Spears. 267. 268. Described by critics as a consummate showman. 269. 270. Timberlake usually plays guitar, piano, and keyboard in his shows. 271. The New York Times editor Katie Rogers highlighted Timberlake's crossover appeal after his performance with Chris Stapleton at the 2015 Country Music Association Awards. 272. Primarily an R&B album, his 2002 debut Justified also includes influence from dance pop, funk and soul music. 273. Timberlake has described it as influenced by Michael Jackson and Stevie Wonder. 274. For the album's supporting tour Justified and Stripped Tour, he co-headlined with Christina Aguilera, drawing praise from Robert Hilburn of the Los Angeles Times for his comfort in performing as part of a package. 275. His 2006 follow-up album Future Sex/Love Sounds departed from his earlier work to explore a broader sound, with elements of rap, rock, funk, soul, gospel, new wave, opera, and world music. 276. 274. 277. 278. During production, Timberlake was interested in musical techniques associated with rock music, which inspired his approach to recording. 279. 280. He described the album as drawing from David Bowie and Prince. 274. Other influences include late INXS frontman Michael Hutchence. 281. Arcade Fire, David Byrne, The Killers, The Strokes, and Radiohead. 282. Timberlake performing on his 2020's Experience Tour in Charlotte, North Carolina. Timberlake's next album, The 2020th Experience, 2013, is a neo-soul album partly inspired by the expansive song structures of 1960s and 1970s rock. 283 Mikhail Wood of the Los Angeles Times found its elaborate structures ambitious in the vein of Stevie Wonder, Prince, and Michael Jackson. 284 He supported the album with a pair of tours, Legends of the Summer, which he co-headlined with Jay-Z, and the 2020th Experience World Tour. 286 These tours introduced his backing ensemble, the Tennessee Kids, a 15-piece multi-instrumentalist throwback to big band music. 288 Public image. Timberlake's fashion and style evolution, from boyband synchronized wardrobe days to a notable source of fashion inspiration to men all over, has been noticed by the media. 290 As noted by a Billboard editor, since his solo career began with the 2002 release of debut album Justified, Timberlake has honed his unique sense of style, while citing Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash, Jerry Lee Lewis and Frank Sinatra as style influences, guys who were just really never trying to be that stylish, they just were that. 291 According to American fashion designer Tom Ford, who has dressed Timberlake since 2011 and created more than 600 exclusive pieces for the 2020th Experience World Tour, Timberlake has a kind of effortless cool that makes classic menswear tailoring modern. 292 Wax statue of Timberlake at Madame Tussauds in London. The New York Times editor S.I. Michel wrote in 2007, since his last tour, for 2002's multi-platinum Justified, he has learned how to project sex symbol edge, adding he's a rock star who can commit. 294 Napster's founder Sean Parker, portrayed by Timberlake in The Social Network, stated, "I don't think I look anything like Timberlake, but it's not so bad being played by a sex symbol." 295 In Nielsen Music's US report for 2015, Timberlake led the top 10 musicians among millennials list. 296 His high-profile relationships earned him the nickname Trouser Snake, a reference to his allegedly big penis. 297 298 299 Wax statues of Timberlake are on display at the Madame Tussauds Wax Museums in New York. 300 Las Vegas, 301 Hollywood, 302 Nashville, 303 Berlin, 304 Amsterdam, 305 and London. 306 His costume used in the Saturday Night Live skit Dick in a Box is displayed at Saturday Night Live, the exhibition in New York. 307 After New York legalized same-sex marriage in 2011, he voiced his support for LGBT equality in the US, stating, "We're people and we're different, all of us. And we should be using our differences to bring ourselves closer together." 308 309 Timberlake and his wife Jessica Biel received the Inspiration Award at the Gilson Respect Awards in 2015, with the executive director saying, "They are two vocal and committed allies to the LGBT community who are also devoted to charitable works that improve the lives of youth." 308 Timberlake's pronunciation of the word me on It's Gonna Be Me was popularized as an internet meme titled It's Gonna Be Me, after a Tumblr image of Timberlake was posted in 2012 with the respective caption. 310 The meme eventually became an annually recurring joke throughout the month of April. 311 312 which gained the attention of Barack Obama and Timberlake himself. 313 Influenced by the national attention received by Timberlake's selfie inside a voting booth shared on Instagram during the 2016 presidential election, which was at the moment an illegal act. 314 Senator Brian Kelsey of Germantown, Tennessee brought up a bill that would allow taking photos in voting poll stations, with some exceptions against bad procedures. It was later approved by the Tennessee Senate. 315 In June 2021, Timberlake spoke out in support of Britney Spears during her court battle over her conservatorship. Timberlake wrote on his Twitter that no woman should ever be restricted from making decisions about her own body. Jessica Biel and I send our love, and our absolute support to Britney during this time. We hope the courts, and her family make this right and let her live however she wants to live. 316. Controversies. Following the release of Framing Britney Spears, public attention was brought to old comments Timberlake made in 2002 to describe his relationship with Britney Spears following their breakup, with some considering them to contain misogynistic rhetoric. 317. It also led to renewed interest in his participation in the Super Bowl 38 halftime show controversy, where he exposed Janet Jackson's breast on live television. Following much public pressure, Timberlake issued a public apology on his Instagram page, writing, "He benefited from a system that condones misogyny and racism, and I do not want to ever benefit from others being pulled down again." He finished by saying, "I care deeply about the well-being of the people I love and have loved. I can do better and I will do better." 318. Public scrutiny surrounding the Super Bowl 38 incident was raised when a stylist alleged that the plan was originally for Timberlake to step on the back of Jackson's dress to reveal her butt in this pearl G-string, but that he changed the plan to exposing her breast because he wanted a reveal to one-up Britney Spears and Madonna's kiss at the 2003 MTV Video Music Awards. 319. 320. 321. The claim that Timberlake wanted the breast reveal, however, is contradictory to a statement from Sally Frattini, the producer of the halftime show, who stated in 2018 that the production team experimented with removing elements of clothing in rehearsal to reveal Jackson's skirt without nudity, but that the idea was ultimately nixed. According to Frattini, it was Jackson's team who pitched the idea to Timberlake prior to the show that led to Jackson's breast being exposed. 322. Legacy. Timberlake, center, and Steve Cropper performing at the White House, 2013, with President Barack Obama on the left. Timberlake has been referred to as the President of Pop 323 and Prince of Pop 324 by contemporary journalists. 325. In a 2016 article of The Hollywood Reporter, editor Scott Feinberg stated Timberlake is widely regarded as one of the greatest all-around entertainers in the history of show business. 326. In 2003, Rolling Stone named him the biggest pop star of the year and featured him on the magazine's cover, declaring he was the new king of pop. 12. For Entertainment Weekly, his second studio album, Future Sex/Love Sounds, redefined pop's cutting edge. 327. For Vibe, it pushed boundaries more forcefully than works by his male contemporaries. 328. Fuse TV's editor Jason Lipshut stated it changed the game. The album was steely and sweaty, a universal dance opus that made room for intimacy. It had the best first half of any pop album in 25 years. You have to go back to 1979 for Off the Wall to find a pop album with a first half that matches up. 329. He was ranked 66th on the VH1 100 Greatest Artists of All Time. 330. Timberlake appeared for the first time on the Time 100 list of most influential people by Time in 2007. 331. In 2013, he made his second appearance on the 100 list, with Stevie Wonder writing, "Justin has accomplished a lot at a young age, taking advantage of all the possibilities, and yet he's found time to give of himself too. He gets and gives back. He has a spirit. He does God's work through using the most of his talent." 332. Justified single Cry Me a River was ranked at number 20 on Rolling Stone's 100 Best Songs of the 2000s, and one of their 500 Greatest Songs of All Time. 333. 334. Billboard editor Jason Lipshutz named the song's music video one of the more brilliant musical moments in pop music since the dawn of the century. 335. His second album Future Sex/Love Sounds was placed at 46 on Rolling Stone's 100 Best Albums of the 2000s. 336. The ninth best album of the decade for Entertainment Weekly. 327. And the greatest of the decade for Vibe. 328 The lead single, Sexy Back, helped introduce EDM sounds to Top 40 radio, as it brought together variations of electronic dance music with Timberlake's R&B tone. 338 Aside from earning critical acclaim for its parent album, S.I. Michel of the New York Times noted that he was responsible for popularizing in 2006 the catchphrase "I'm bringing sexy back." 278 293 339 Considered a pop icon by media outlets. 340 His work has influenced numerous artists, including Justin Bieber. 341 Shawn Mendes. 342 Alimas. 343 Maroon 5. 344 Britney Spears. 345 Lorde. 346 Marilyn Manson. 347 Joe Jonas. 348 Thomas Rhett. 349 Ed Sheeran. 350 Jason Derulo. 351 Tori Kelly. 352 Liam Payne. 353 354 Bridget Mendler. 355 Hunter Hayes. 356 Boa. 357 Seungri. 358 359 Taeyang. 360 Rain. 361 362 Lloyd Banks. 363 Maluma. 364 Rosalia. 365 and Jungkook. 366 Bieber and Nick Jonas have cited him as one of their role models, with the latter stating is for not only transitioning from where he started, but also balancing acting and singing. 368 Christian hip-hop artist Toby Mac has stated Timberlake's work inspires him, commenting he's setting himself up to be a classic, making decisions and moving on them.